Hello and welcome back to another video, and today I have my absolutely epic top 4 virtual world deck profile for you guys. So I recently took this to my locals, and it was a really big box tournament. We had a bunch of players, and then what ended up happening, ton of rounds, we 2-0'd everything. We went X-0 until top 4, where I actually had to leave the tournament and drop, so I didn't even lose a single match at this game, because I was X-0 after Swiss into top 8, where I eliminated someone, went into X4, and then I had to leave. But I played against a ton of meta, and I'm really happy with this deck's performance. So without further ado, be sure to smash the like and comment down below what you guys think of the deck, and of course subscribe to the channel. It is completely free and I will appreciate it a ton. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. First off, we're running triple of the virtual world Mayuhime Lulu. So Lulu is the best one by far. You always want to have access to Lulu, but even if you don't, you do always have access to it through King Long. Sending King Long to the grave to add this card is really good. And as long as you have Lulu, you are fine to play. The whole deck is getting a reprint, so it's going to be even more accessible, but it's already budget for anyone who wants to pick it up, and I highly recommend it. Lulu is the best one by far. Triple Lily. So Lily is actually, in my opinion, the second best starter. Well, it would be actually the best starter over Lulu, in my opinion. So basically, it's just a double foolish, and why that's so good is that you can send so many cards to extend your combo to the graveyard, and then get to your Lulu that way. So I do think maxing out Lily is the correct play. Triple Lao Lao. Lao Lao is obviously a very good card, being able to send a card and then revive. So the revive is really nice, but I use this only later in the combo. If you have to go Lao Lao effect with no revive, it's really sad, but you can still combo, which is what I love about this deck. There's so many ways to combo. Like, you can start up with 5 minutes on the clock, attack for 20 with Shen Shen, then start up combo for 5 minutes. This deck is just amazing. And yeah, so triple Lao Lao, I do think 3 Lao Lao is amazing. Triple GG over here. GG is probably the most underwhelming but underrated one out of all of them. GG in the end phase adds you one back, and also Send. So this is a great card though, because it's a non-tuner level 3. So this with Yan Yan is amazing, and so on. This card is just really great, and I do love having triple GG in the deck. Now we have something a bit, oh, there we go, my headphones just fell. We have something a bit controversial over here, triple Nian Yan. So Nian Yan is mainly played at 2. But in my list, the effect to shuffle back a banish card is really important, and it's also a great normal summon. So you do want to have triple Nian Yan in the deck, and I do think moving forward, everyone should be playing 3 of this card, because it is incredibly powerful, and I did not brick once in the tournament, by the way. In all my time playing this deck, I haven't bricked even once, and I think 3 Nian Yan definitely helps with that. Now we have the spice over here, double Destiny Hero Malicious. Malicious is one of the most underrated cards for Virtual World. Basically, it's at 3 in the deck because of Nian Yan. After you banish one, you can use Nian Yan effect to shuffle one back to the deck, and then you can use Malicious again to summon again. And on top of that, Nian Yan just works with all of your desires, banishes. But Mali is just incredible because it's a level 6 and the 3 free extenders. And you may be thinking, oh, it's not bricky? No, because you actually want to open it so you can discard for King Long. And if you don't, you can actually just send with Beatrice to the grave. If you guys want to see a combo tutorial for this deck, just let me know, because I'd be so happy to do that. But I do love Mali in the deck. I think it's incredibly powerful. Alright, so we have one Fossil Dyna Pachycephalo. This is my win condition of the deck. As you can see, I'm not playing the normal Virtual World list, which is basically Crystal Wing, Chuche Pass. This list is just a bit more powerful in my opinion, and I will show you guys why. Once again, if you want to see a combo tutorial, let me know, because this is a really crazy combo with Pachycephalo. You can end on this as part of your end board, and your opponent just won't be able to out it. For the hand traps, you have triple Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. In my opinion, Ash is one of the best hand traps of all time. It is the best hand trap of all time, but in this format, it's incredibly powerful. So I think maining through this card is amazing, and also it works with Nian Yan really well because it is a level 3. So if you normal summon this, you can revive the Nian Yan and overlay them to like something you want. Triple Ghost Bell. This once again is synergized with Nian Yan, and I know Mismatch already's garbage, but whatever, it's all good. Bell is really good this format, and I do think you guys should also be playing Bell at 3. But surprisingly enough, I am only running 6 hand traps being 3 Ash, 3 Bell. I don't think any more is necessary because I don't want to brick on the hand traps, and I more want to see engine pieces, similar to Pendulum Theory in that sense. Onto the spells, we have triple Kowloon. Kowloon is amazing. You want to hold this for as long as possible so you can trigger your Zolkin, but to be honest with you guys, I think I made Zulkin once or twice in the entire tournament, because that's not even remotely the win condition of my deck. But obviously, this gets you into one of your end board interruptions, being your Chuche, and on top of that, it gets you something you can target with all of your Virtual Worlds. Just a really great card to have in the deck. Next up, you have triple Kinglong. Kinglong is amazing. Obviously, you can banish Kinglong from your graveyard, and that just lets you search a monster and then pitch a card. You can pitch your Mally to the grave. You can pitch Dinah if you draw it. You can pitch really anything you need. Kinglong is just an absolutely amazing card, and the discard makes it even better. Next up, we have triple Pot of Desires. Desires in this deck is very powerful, and I do stand by that. I love this card because with what a lot of people forget is Nyan Nyan, it can shuffle back face down banished cards too. So if you banish one of the Mallies, guess what? Nyan Nyan can shuffle it back. If you banish like a Zonwu, Nyan Nyan can shuffle it back. Nyan Nyan is just incredibly powerful, and Desires just makes the deck that much better. Now we have our one-ofs. So this might be a bit weird, but I'm playing this as a pseudo a pseudo Foolish Burial. I'm playing one Foolish Burial goods. I don't think I need more than one of this card, and I literally just cut it down from 2 just so I can have space for the Dinah. But like, yeah, this is a great card, and it is a combo piece when you see it. One E-Telly. E-Telly is amazing. Obviously, it gets you Nian from the deck, and nothing's better than a free monster that you can target for your Virtual Worlds and just straight up synchro, overlay, whatever you need. One Called by the Grave. This card is so sacky, and I love it because, like, I can draw this so much, and my opponent never plays around it because you can't really expect them to, and it's such a powerful card. It literally can even be set on your board and uses an interruption during their turn. It's such a powerful card. Onto the trap cards, you have triple Virtual World Gate Chuche. Chuche is just broken, and now, before you say anything, I just want to say, this is a bit weird. I am running 3 Chuche and not 2, which is a standard, but I found that with 3 Chuche, this lets me play a lot more dangerously, because I do have the resource to expend, and also I do like opening it, and I do like having the extra copy deck. It just lets me play in a much more friendly game style, because then I can just expend a lot more resources and be rewarded for it instead of being punished by banishing my Chuches with Desires or not getting a way to like get into Chuche or something like that. I think this card at 3 is actually correct, and I recommend everybody to try Chuche at 3. Trust me, you will love it. One Virtual Gate Zonwu for our final card, 40 card deck. Zonwu is amazing, and a lot of people forget the on-field effect can come up where if you control another gate card like Chuche or Kinglong, it straight up just changes battle position, which is not the best, but the thing is, it is a revive and a discard, which are both incredibly powerful effects in the deck, so I highly recommend running the Zonwu because I think it's just incredibly powerful. That is it for the main deck. Onto the extra deck over here. Let's get this out of the way. We are starting off with our level 9s. We have one Shen Shen. Shen Shen is one of the most oppressive cards in this format. Again, if you make this against Prank Kids, it's a buy because none of their Prank Kids can actually trigger. It is an incredibly powerful card, and you should be running this. We have one Vermilion, the Dragon Mech. So Vermilion is also really good for spot removal. Sometimes if your opponent has something problematic to out because it's just too big or something, you can just Vermilion pop it, and then if they pop your Vermilion, you can just add the Banished Tuner back to your hand, which is really, really cool. Next up, we have the mini package over here. We have the one Ultimate Zulkin to go with our one Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. I actually barely even made this. I made this twice in the entire tournament, but when it did come up, it was really good. So I do still think you should be running this in the deck, but I don't think it should be the point of the deck, which is what I see a lot of people doing. I do believe that this should be kind of like a last case like scenario where you don't have much left, so you go Zulkin Summon. I don't think it should be like that mandatory of a thing to end on. Now, these are some of my favorite synchros in the deck. We have one Stardust Charge Warrior along with our one Coral Dragon. Both of these are just so powerful. If you need a tuner, then you go into Coral, and if you need a normal, you go into Stardust, and they both can help you make Zulkin. But more importantly, they are both draw ones, and they are both level 6s. And in this deck, being a level 6 is more important than everything, and that's only because of the Fossil Dinah combo, which I'll explain a bit later on. One Muddy Mud Dragon. This card lets you fuse with your Zulkin or Gaia, actually, which is really cool. And in my opinion, I make Jargoon in this deck instead of Caliga, because I feel like having the Omnigate plays around cards like Imperm and stuff like that, that they can just Imperm the Dinah. So Jargoon is a bit better in my list, in my opinion. So one Muddy Mud Dragon, and then we have one Virtual Beast Juju. Juju can come up, and when it does, it's a really great card. So don't sleep on this card because it is very, very good. One Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal. This is the best card in the deck by far. not only does it send you the Mal in your turn, it can also send you the Nian Nian in your turn, but in your opponent's turn, it sends the Fossil Dyna to the graveyard in the standby phase. Now you may be wondering, why would you send that in the standby phase? And why Fossil Dyna? It does nothing. So it's because of this card over here. This is a common from Dawn of Majesty called Dragonlark Perrin. And what Perrin basically does is that it can be destroyed by battle or card effect while a monster special summon from the graveyard is face up on the field, and also during either player's standby phase you can detach a material from it and revive a level 5 or lower monster in your graveyard. So what you do is during the standby, go Beatrice effect, send Fossil Dyna, and then Perrin revive the Dyna to your field. So now you have Dyna on top of all of your boards. So your opponent can't special summon, neither can you, but let's say they try to normal summon something to beat over the Dyna. You still have the Chuche to pop their normal summon, so they really can't beat the Dyna. I do think this is the most powerful way to play Virtual World, and I really love this list because of it. Nobody could break it in the tournament. Literally nobody. One Ptolemy and M7. I do think Ptolemy is a great card. This comes up a lot, especially with this other card, Gaia Dragon, the Thunder Charger. So I usually go for Ptolemy when I'm trying to go for Gaia, because it just gives me the +1, because I can add back a card I discarded like Ash or something like that, or I can just add back an extender like Gigi, you know, stuff like that, and then I just make Gaia Charger for a Dragon Effect monster to make Dragoon, because a lot of you guys don't remember, Dragoon just requires Dark Magician and a Dragon Effect monster, or a Red Eyes Black Dragon, and Muddy Mud Dragon can treat itself as Dark Magician, and then that's a Dragon Effect monster, so that gives you Dragoon. So does Zulkin. One Fan. This card's great. Nobody plays around this card, and they all forget it. It's, like, so good. You can basically detach two materials and then target a face-up card your opponent controls, and one card in either graveyard, and straight up banish both of them. And if it's destroyed, you can just summon two Virtual World monsters with the same type from your deck. This card is so incredibly powerful and so heavily slept on. We have one Virtual World Shell, Jaja. Jaja is really slept on, in my opinion. I love this card because a lot of people are forgetting it can't only target itself, but it can target other cards. So, for example, I played against this matchup against the mirror match, actually, and I went Jaja to protect my face-up Shen Shen. And my opponent couldn't break the Shen Shen, because that was really important in the scenario, because it was just too big for them to out, and they didn't have an out because it couldn't be destroyed by battle, or anything like that, which is really, really cool. And a lot of people also forget it also has another effect, where if it's destroyed by battle, then you can banish the opponent's monsters, which is really, really nice. Finally, I'm not running Zeus, because I do believe that there's no point, because in my deck, I just don't find myself making it enough. Obviously, you can run Zeus, but I really don't see the point in this one. One Dragoon. Dragoon is just incredibly powerful. You make it, and on top of your end board, your opponent really can't play through it, because you're ending on literally Crystalling, Dragoon, Dyna, Chuche Pop, and like Beatrice with Perrin, and like a million other things with extenders, and it's just such a powerful end board. Your opponent won't be able to play through it, and that's basically it for the deck. If you guys want to see a combo tutorial, let me know in the comments down below. I will be happy to do it for you guys, and of course, like, comment, and subscribe. It motivates me a ton to keep on making videos like these. Shout out to Yassine, and of course, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Alright guys, peace.